目指した未来や全ての君を背負ってたどり着いてみせるから閉ざされた未来を終わらせて今度こそは全て守るよ最後の運命をつかめるやろ
Hey guys, if you haven't already, give the video a like, subscribe to my channel. This is a what if series and I'll be doing more down the road. Plus Ultra.
Hey guys, and welcome to What If Goku Was in One Piece Part 4. Now, there's a few things that we have to go over in this part, because I made a few mistakes in my last video. So I recently said that in Dressrosa, Luffy was going into the tournament to fight the tournament to get the Flame Fruit. That has been retconned, because I remember that in Part 2, I saved Ace. Well, Luffy and Goku saved Ace from all that catastrophe. So really, the mirror fruit wouldn't be there, and it would be a devil fruit, and Luffy wouldn't have to go through the same circumstances he did to get into the tournament, because the flame fruit is not a thing, so he wouldn't even need to go there. So yeah, Part 3 got retconned a little bit. Some of the stuff in Part 3 happened, but some of the stuff did not. So we're just going to go over the things that did not happen, such as that circumstance. Anyway, as far as you guys mentioning, yes, Luffy is stronger, way stronger than his canon counterpart. After training with Goku on Ruskaina, yes, Luffy is way stronger than his canon counterpart. Like I told you, Luffy has, I'm not saying that he's mastered it, but due to the levels of training that he did with Goku, yeah, he has a good idea what future foresight is, and he knows how to use it. It's not potent, but he's going to get it potent to a good enough level. Anyway, what else? Yeah. So yeah, with all that being said, that's the only thing I want to retcon. Yeah, like the Luffy. So the whole tournament thing with Dressrosa would go like this, with Goku being a part of the tournament, and he would be a part of most of the things that happened in the tournament. So weird. So let's just do that real quick. Let's explain that real quick before we get into what Luffy and Goku is doing at the moment. So when they all get to Dressrosa, of course they had the same encounters as they did, but this time around that Luffy wouldn't go into the tournament area, since the flame fruit is not a thing in this said universe. And so with that being said, Goku would join the tournament because he's interested in the tournament, and in this tournament he would meet Rebecca and a few of the other soldiers. Now, this point around, they would have this fighting urge for Goku, and Goku would say that if you support me, you're gonna have to support my captain too. And they would swear, like I said in the last video, they would swear their undying loyalty to Goku, which would be swearing their undying loyalty to Luffy this time around. But anyway, so with that being said, Goku would have had the same things in the tournament, but this time some of his battles wouldn't be as hard. Like, he doesn't have to hide the fact that he has a devil fruit or something like that. Goku just fights easily, and some of the people that is in the tournament really doesn't hold a candle to him. So really, the only thing they had in this tournament was some off-brand devil fruit that really Goku wasn't really that interested in. He's only there for the tournament. So anyway, now we're gonna flash forward. So after all that's been done, and yeah, we don't really need to go into the fight of how to fight, win, and everything. Yes, definitely got his shit ran. Anyway, so with everything being said, now we're gonna get into the part 2 where, oh yeah, and for some of those comments, I have to mention out there, yes, I know that it was a bunch of filler before it led to Dressrosa. I know that whole arc was a filler arc, but still, though, it made sense that it was canon, though, because it still led into Dressrosa. So I know what everything was going on with the One Piece filler and everything. But anyway, so we're now going to go towards Wano. Goku, Zoro, Usopp, and Robin. I think those 4 went to Wano. I think, was it Frankie too? I'm not quite sure, because I think, yeah, Frankie went to Wano too. So all those would go to Wano, and they would all go their separate ways. Well, Goku would follow behind Zoro, because Zoro's strong and everything. So Goku would try to do his own thing with Zoro, and like learning, fighting, and causing a little bit of mayhem and everything else. But so we're just gonna talk about like a few things that Goku is doing in Wano. So Goku is trying to master a new type of hockey, to which he can expel it in the form of scattered blast. Like, basically, he wants to add minefield, something like Hell's Own Grenade, but he wants to do it somewhere where his blast, like his attacks, are infused with hockey that can create way more damage to his opponent and basically incapacitate them or knock them out cold. He's trying to develop a new technique. So in Wano, he's coming here to learn different styles of fighting, and basically he wants to see what's wrong with the island and if they hold as much secrets as they do. Because the only thing that they know is that Kaido is here, and that Kaido was basically causing a lot of trouble, and that he really doesn't like the Straw Hats, and since they destroyed the Smile Factory and basically got Doflamingo arrested. So Kaido really can't stand the Straw Hats right now. And he so much as can't stand Goku, but he is intrigued by Goku. See, Kaido thinks that Goku is real. Like, he doesn't think, he knows that Goku is really strong. So he really wants to fight Goku. So that battle is going to happen soon. So we now get over to where the Dressrosa arc. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this arc because I'm still going to be primarily focusing on Goku. So just like I said in the previous video, everything in that arc would have happened the same way. The only thing I'm going to mention is when he gets to his Katakuri fight. So I'm sorry if that's a huge leap for you, but some of the battles wouldn't have been very difficult. Of course, Luffy would have still let Sanji kick him in the face and beat his ass and stuff like that, because he's not finna hit Sanji. He doesn't want to. And with that being said, so his battles with all those soldiers that came up on the field trying to fight Luffy or get him to move from that spot, because he said he would stay right in that same spot, the soldiers would have got beaten up. He wouldn't have been as badly beaten. I mean, of course, he would have still been hungry, but he wouldn't have been as badly beaten or wounded. And, of course, Cracker wouldn't have beaten him. He would have beat the shit out of Cracker easily. With his future foresight and armament hockey to an advanced level, yes, he would have beat the shit out of Cracker, and Cracker wouldn't have held a chance against him. Now, with all that being said, of course, when him and Big Mom first fought, this is the battle between him and Big Mom. Of course, it didn't go as epic as it did, but when him and Big Mom fought, she was surprised at how strong Luffy is. Like, this guy is on Yonko level. Yes, he's on Yonko level. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Anyway, so with all that being said, now we're going to fast forward to the fight with Luffy versus Katakuri. Now, this is the fight where it would go heavily even. Luffy would be landing hits on Katakuri, and Katakuri would be landing hits on Luffy. And this would be great training for Luffy, as if he's trying to get our future foresight to a very potent level. Now, both of them are seeing each other's attacks happen before they happen, and both of them are counterattacking each other. And this leading to a bunch of stalemates, but it's also leading to each other getting hit and getting punched in the face, getting punched in the stomach. Both of them are going at it, and they're fighting very heavily and aggressively with each other. And Luffy ends up getting trapped in this whole, much mochi ice cream thing, and basically Katakuri goes to eat donuts after he starts breathing heavily and said that ought to keep you there for a while. Now, Katakuri thinks Luffy is out cold. He thinks he's done, so he goes to eat donuts. But this is where Katakuri messed up. Luffy eats the mochi that was around him, then runs around the mirror dimension 4 or 5 times, comes back from the mirror dimension as he's skinny now, and punches a hole straight through the, mochi building that Katakuri made. Now, Katakuri would look up shocked by this, but he's heavily angry, and he would start killing the soldiers that were in there, basically seeing his face as a true crime to Katakuri, so he just starts slaughtering them, and Luffy would stop him from basically killing the last soldier. He would punch Katakuri so hard, doing a gum, and you heard it right. This is the first time that Luffy has done this. He would do a gum red rock and hit Katakuri so hard that Katakuri flew into the wall and hit it with such force that Katakuri would cough up spit and blood from this. Now, this is where Luffy would close his eyes and say that I'm taking this fight seriously from now on. Luffy will start to emit a very strange pressure around himself as he transforms into Snake Man. And this is where Luffy would start to berate Katakuri with so many punches. Katakuri would be dodging and evading, but with Luffy's future foresight, he would catch Katakuri directly in the face, and Katakuri would hit Luffy directly in the side. So both of them would be going at it, but this time it's more in Luffy's favor. If that's weird to sound, is yes, it's more in Luffy's favor because Luffy trained with Goku these many years, so he's been improving, and this is the only push that he needs to improve his future foresight to a greater level. So yes, battling against Katakuri was not as hard as it was in canon for him, and he didn't suffer as much damage as he did in canon. So with that being said, Luffy wasn't exhausted or tired. He didn't go through using Gear 4 so many times. No, this is the first time he used the Gear 4 technique, and he chose to use Snake Man as if he needed speed. He needed to be faster. And if you thought Snake Man was faster in the canon version of One Piece, no, this time it's way much faster and harder for Katakuri to like dodge his attacks. And with Luffy having future foresight, it is even harder for him to dodge his attacks. So both of them are getting stalemated, but some of his attacks are landing and they hurt. And so does Katakuri's hurt too. So the fight, it really doesn't last as long as it did. Luffy comes in with the King Cobra attack and hits Katakuri directly in the stomach, followed by a kick directly to the jaw. This was two of his most strongest attacks. Well, basically one of his most strongest attacks. And then he used a strong kick to the stomach, basically explaining it like that. Now, Katakuri would go flying back, and Luffy would just be coughing and spit as he just got punched in the stomach by a big, like one of Katakuri's big mochi fists that he hit him with. And this is where Luffy would just take a knee, as Katakuri would be standing over Luffy, and he would be breathing heavily. And this is where Katakuri would say, "Are you coming back to defeat Big Mom?" And Luffy would say yes. And Katakuri would look at Luffy. And the both of them would be staring at each other as Katakuri would just fall to his back and say, "I'll be waiting for you." Now, Luffy would take off the black thing that was on his hat, or the black covering that was on his straw hat, and put it over Katakuri's face. And this is where Luffy would leave the mirror dimension. Now, we go over to where Goku is. Now, Goku has finally came face to face with Kaido. And this is where Goku would tell Kaido, "Yo, Kaido, come down here right now. I know what you did, and I know the horrible deeds that you put upon Wano. You are to fight me right now. I want to see exactly what you're capable of." So Kaido would jump down in front of Goku, looking at him very angrily. And this is where the two of them would commence their battle. Now, off-brand, Goku knows that Kaido is very, very strong. And the Marines tried to capture him so many times. He's committed suicide so many times. He's even been tried, like the Navy or the government has tried to kill him and failed so many times. So Goku is fighting Kaido. Now, both of them are impressed with their techniques and their skill. Even Goku managed to split the Kai when he came into a Conqueror's Haki battle with Kaido. And this is where Goku's eyes would flash yellow as he turned into his wrathful Saiyan form. Not wrathful Super Saiyan, but his wrathful Saiyan form. And him and Kaido would be boxing. The both of them would be throwing blows that would make the Wano area shake as if these two titans clash. Now, Goku managed to punch Kaido directly in the face and kick him directly in the stomach, making the big titan cough up blood. Now, Goku's punches are not to be underestimated. Goku is strong now, and especially that he's using Wrathful Saiyan is only adding some more of that strength. Now, Kaido is shocked by this, that this guy is managing to do this, but it gives him flashbacks of his first fight with Odin. So Kaido smiles by this, and they get into a more ferocious battle. Kaido manages to turn into his beast-like state, his half-dragon hybrid form, and now it puts Goku on puts them at an even state. But Kaido is slightly higher than Goku. Goku is still trying to manage to keep up, so the both of them going at it. And what Kaido does is he punches Goku directly in the stomach, sending him flying back, skip rocking across the ground into a huge, till he smashes against this huge boulder, and Goku comes out of it coughing up blood and spit. Now, for some of you that say that Goku would wipe the One Piece area up, or Goku would just destroy everything in One Piece, I don't kid you, he would. Regular Goku, the Dragon Ball Super Goku, yes. If you put the regular Goku in a world like this, of course. But Goku, this isn't the same Goku in Dragon Ball Super. This is a different one, a more watered down version. I mean, he's still strong. Don't get me wrong. He's still strong and a prodigy nonetheless, but he's not overwhelming, insanely powerful. Say, for example, to the point he's just one-shotting people like One Punch Man. No. Goku is going to face a challenge right now that he's got the Kaido. And Kaido is smiling at Goku, and Goku gets back up clutching his stomach, saying that's the first time since he's been hit like that. The only time he's been hit like that is when he fought Rayleigh, or when he fought that Doflamingo guy, but still, Doflamingo didn't pack a punch like that. Now Goku get back up and continue their fight, and this is where Kaido would start to get stronger, and Goku would start to get exhausted. He's losing stamina. Now the wrathful form is good and all, but it does take away from stamina too, and Goku is seeing that. He's noticing that. I'm saying that Goku, even though he spent so much time mastering his form, he's mastered it to a good enough level to the point where he can fight and fight and fight for long periods of time. But the form does take stamina the more you use it. Well, not the more you use it, but the longer you're in the form, it does drain stamina. Although it drains slowly, still, Goku is losing stamina. And you can also argue the fact that, say, Wrathful Super Saiyan it can be controlled to a point to where you don't lose enough stamina in there. But yeah, we're going to create an edge anyway. So as Goku and Kaido's fight are continuing, well, this is where Goku basically punches Kaido directly in his chest, sending Kaido flying back. But Kaido grabs his steps and everything. Then he uses his armament haki on his bat, or whatever you want to call it, the caveman stick that he has, and hits Goku direct, like full on with his armament haki, and Goku goes flying. And this hit was so strong that it left Goku on the ground unconscious and battle damage. Now, Kaido thinks that he won. He really thinks that he's won, but Goku gets back up off the ground, and for a split second, Goku is angry, and this yellowish aura is flowing around Goku as he rushes towards Kaido and punches him in the face, punches him in the stomach, grabs Kaido by his horn, and slams him directly into the ground. Now, Goku is delivering multiple consecutive strikes at Kaido over and over and over and over again, and Kaido is feeling the blunt force from all these attacks. Now, keep in mind, like I told you, Goku has the advanced version of Haki. So each attack that he's hitting him with is doing damage. It's dealing a lot of damage to Kaido. So Kaido really gets angry and smacks Goku away so hard to the point Kaido turns into his dragon form and shoots a bolo breath at Goku, to which Goku has to use a Kamehameha and hit the blast on. Now they're in a beam struggle, and this beam struggle is intense too. Everyone is around that. Well, Zoro is noticing that there's a lot of destruction in the area and noticing that Goku really started early. And they were supposed to wait for Luffy to get here to fight Kaido, but Goku being Goku, they all know how he is. They know that he's going to go for a battle if it's a strong opponent. So while they're locked into a beam struggle, Kaido looks and sees a sword slash coming at him, to which he dodges, and the beam of Goku's Kamehameha would hit him head on, but it wouldn't do as much damage as Goku thought it would have. It only scathed Kaido basically a little bit, and Kaido says, now that I'm in my dragon form, I have gotten stronger. Now, Kaido looks to the area to where that sword strike came from, and he would see that Zoro. This is where Kaido would tell Queen to go handle Zoro, and Queen would go and grab Zoro directly by the face and sling him away from the battle, and look back at Kaido and nod. Now, this is where the battle between Queen and Zoro would happen. What, not Queen, King. Damn, I said the wrong person. King would come in and grab Zoro. Don't quote me on that anyway. King would come in and grab Zoro and sling him across the area and nod at Kaido and say that he's got this. And this is where Kaido would look back at Goku, going back into his hybrid-like state, and he would tell Goku, where is Straw Hat? I know that you're a part of his crew. He should be here, because he's one of the people I want to kill the most. And Goku would get back up, although he's heavily damaged and battle damaged and everything. This is where someone would swoop in, grab Goku, and leave from the area as fast as possible with the Straw Hats hiding. They didn't get intervened. They were just shocked at what Goku was doing. And even Usopp was telling Goku, stop! You're gonna get yourself killed! They really was fearful that Goku was going to die in that moment, but some girl in a strange mask came in and saved Goku. And basically they just disappeared from that. Kaido was wondering where they went, but he thinks it has something to do with his daughter. He doesn't know yet for sure, but he just shrugs his shoulders and says to everyone to find them. But while in the midst of all that, King is going against Zoro at this moment, and Zoro is being ready to fight King. Now, King looks at Zoro and he just says, I hope you're prepared for what's going to happen. Anyway, now this is where I'm going to end part 4. Now, if I messed up on anything in part 4, let me know in the comments below. So with this part right here, I know that I said I might end it a lot sooner because I might go over the events of Wano, but it's a lot of stuff to discover there. And for for that specific reason, I want to basically stretch it out into part 5, because part 5 is going to be the ending, the finale to this One Piece series, to What If Goku Was in One Piece. So if I get 15 likes on this video, I will release part 5, the finale, today for this series. Now, one thing I do got to mention is that Luffy and the rest of his crew got to Wano and regrouped with everyone, but they had to basically get into fights and everything. Luffy went to go fight Kaido and then ended up getting locked up. He went to go fight, like, even though he's got in training and everything, he went to go fight Kaido, and now he needs to get trained even more. But this time, he didn't get locked up in the prison. Something came to save Luffy, and that's where we're going to leave this part at. I'm going to leave that a mystery for y'all to find out. Anyway, who do you guys think saved Luffy, and who you guys think saved Goku? Without any further ado, you guys have a good day, a good night, and plus ultra. Good night, guys.
君の虜になって